What's going on, you guys? It's Cody's Tech. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about Quantumscape because it has seen another massive run up, and I want to talk a little bit more about where this company has been and where this company is going. So without further ado, let's jump here into my computer. Let's take a look at the stock together, and then we're going to talk a little bit about this company, why it's seeing such massive growth, and where it could potentially be sometime in the future. So looking over here at Webull platform, if you haven't gotten your free stocks, make sure to do so. Go in the link, click on the link in the description below to get your 4 free stocks with Webull, valued up to $1,600, which is absolutely amazing. It's basically like a 20% return. I think last time I calculated it out. If you deposit $100, you're going to get 3-4 stocks. I think it's 4 stocks right now for the holidays. And you're guaranteed to get at least a 20% return. So really, if you're interested in investing, you really have no reason not to do this. So click that link. Anyways, let's jump over here and look at Quantumscape. Now, Quantumscape is another one of those plays where you basically saw just very, very small amounts of trading and volume going into the end of November before seeing a little boost here right on November 30th. Comes down a little bit, comes up, shoots up massively to $75, $77 here December 9th and 10th, came back down a little bit, traded up just slightly, and then just over the past 2 days it has just absolutely exploded, guys. It's been absolutely phenomenal. It's been ridiculous. I made a video on this back when it was here at this like $77, $72, $75 range. I was thinking, hey, you know, I want to buy into this. If this drops down to like the below 50, like somewhere between 40 and 50, I want to buy in. I think that this is a company that does have some long-term future potential, but at these prices, I'm just like, oh, I don't know. You know, everything is getting so overpriced. It's so heated right now in the stock market that it's just really hard to put money into a company that just like doesn't make sense. I mean, you look at companies like Tesla, it's hard to put money into that when the PE ratio is out of this world. I mean, it's ridiculous how high that is. It's hard to put money into companies like Peloton, right? Who has the same exact problem. The PE ratio is off the chart, basically. You've got these valuations on these companies that oftentimes are, you know, have very low earnings, have very low revenue, have very low net income. And, you know, when you look at it in that sense, when you look at the actual numbers, it's hard to like actually put money into this and say, is this a good investment, right? You're kind of buying whatever that future growth is going to be for that company years down the road, right? That's really what you're looking for. And so it was the same thing with this. I'm like looking at it, I'm like, man, really, honestly, like the numbers just don't make sense. You know, they came out with this solid state battery. It could be, you know, it could be world changing, basically. Especially if you're interested in EV companies, this could be something that's going to give you, you know, that could just absolutely change that industry. But you're looking at it and you're thinking, okay, this is still like 5 to 10 years out. I think Toyota said, hey, we plan to release a car with this battery in it. Yeah, I think in 2024 or 2025, I think was the year. I'd have to double check, but they said, hey, we're going to release this, and this could be something that's absolutely massive for us. But it is still 3, 4, 5 years away, you know, and that's like best case scenario. Oftentimes when it comes to these things, there's a lot of delays. You know, oftentimes these, we know that from the EV space. If you've been following it for the last little bit, you know that there's going to be delays, and oftentimes things have a much more ambitious timeline than is actual reality when it comes to this. So again, QS, Quantumscape, I was looking at this, you know, looking back here at the stock chart. I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, if it got down to like that $40 to $50 mark, I was probably going to buy in. Unfortunately, it hit this $55 mark and just hit that support line, and then just shot back up. And then now, I mean, man, sitting at $130 a share just in the last day, it's up over like, I don't know, like 40-50%. Like it's insane. Unfortunately, it doesn't show you, at least as far as what I can tell. Oh, here we go. So up over 38% for the 1-day chart. It's just, it's absolutely crazy. Up 28% the day before that. So these are the types of jumps that we're seeing, 28% and then 38%, you know, so basically between those two, that's 30, then 40, that's 70% gains, roughly, in just the last 2 days. So massive trading volumes, massive amounts of money pouring into this. I just can't imagine that it's jumped up that high. You know, I look at this now and I'm thinking, okay, where's this going to be? You know, is this a play that I want to be in for the next little while? Is this a play that I want to buy in at, if I were to buy in at $130, $25, $120? It's down 6% after market, so it did have a big sell-off after the market closed. But looking at this and thinking, would I buy into it, and what am I potentially going to earn if I do decide to buy into it? When I look at this, I'm thinking, man, the share price has already run up so much. If I buy into this now, it could be years before it turns around. It could be years before it shoots up again. It could shoot up again tomorrow. It could, fall drastically tomorrow. Who knows when the next short seller report is going to come out? Who knows when the next, patent or prototype is going to come out that's going to shoot this share price, through the ceiling, right? It's just like, sometimes you almost feel like, man, I don't even know what direction to go. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but I definitely do. You try to make smart decisions when it comes to investing, but sometimes you're just like, shooting in the dark here a little bit, as far as trying to like judge these things. So with stuff like this, I always think, hey, if I can get in, make a quick play, get in, get out, that's really kind of what I'm looking for. I'm not saying that it's going to be like, hey, I'm buying in and hoping it goes up 40% tomorrow and then sell out, but it is going to be something where I'm kind of like buying in, and I'm in a position where I'm able to hold it, right? I'm just going to hold it until it runs up, and maybe it doesn't, and that's okay. I'm not putting a huge chunk of my portfolio into it. I'm putting, maybe a couple percent at most, and just letting it ride, letting it ride. If it comes back, great. If it makes me money, awesome. If I lose all of that money because the company goes bankrupt or, short seller destroys the share price or something, that's totally fine. I'm not even worried about that, so that's just kind of the way you have to look at this, and you have to look at some of these stocks is, it's definitely more speculative, and it's something you need to be prepared for, because it could be 3, 5, 10 years before you actually see like actual products coming out of this. I think that's one of the things I've learned about investing is that, look, you've got companies over here that are like way established. You've got companies over here that oftentimes have nothing but intellectual property, barely producing any revenue, if anything, such as like Nikola, but barely producing any revenue, yet are worth billions and billions and billions of dollars. And it's pretty crazy to look at that when, yes, it could be a life-changing technology that could be coming, but like looking at it, it's just like, it's insane, right? That you have a company worth billions of dollars with like little to no revenue. And it makes it a little bit difficult to kind of, place your investments, right? So I'm kind of right in the middle. I don't want to go with the super safe companies. I don't like dividends. I don't like the companies that are super established. I want to go in the middle, a little bit on the speculative side for my own personal strategy. I'm looking at this thinking, hey, if this, I'm in a period where I'm young, I've got the money to put at risk, and hopefully it runs up. And if I can, at least get one stock that's an absolute home run, then that's all I care for. If I've got 5 stocks and 4 of them go bankrupt, but one, 10X's or 100X's or something over the next 10, 15 years, whatever, if I'm holding it long term, that's all I care about. That's where the money is going to be made. So that's kind of where I'm looking at for my personal strategy. So anyways, guys, just a quick overview of the Quantumscape stock market. Let's jump back in here. Take a look at some of my other favorites. Airbnb, just saw the same thing too. IPO'd roughly at 144. Did see a pretty big sell-off down here to like the 125 mark, and then just shot up again over the last couple of days, guys. It's been on fire. Airbnb is up massively. It's pretty insane looking at how high this is, because this is a stock that I was thinking, hey, I'd love to buy it under 60 originally, and then it was like under 100, and then now it's on, it starts at 140, comes down to 125. I'm thinking, okay, cool, maybe I'll get to buy into this, and then it just skyrockets again, and it's like, man, you can't get a break on it. So anyway, that's the way it goes. DoorDash has actually sold off. Was it 190 to begin with, came back down, shot up a little bit on I think this was Friday, and then it has sold off again recently. A couple other ones. Nikola is down, no surprise there. Blink Charging is up. Holy crap, look at this. This is insane. I'm going to be doing a whole nother video on this, but this is insane too. Blink is up over, 30% on the day. Absolutely insane. I think a lot of money is flowing back into these EV stocks, XPeng, NIO, Li. Money is starting to flow back into them. We've hit the bottom on a lot of these, and it's finally starting to climb back up. So that's a little breakdown of kind of some of these different stocks we've been watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit of me just rambling, but also wanted to give you kind of an update on the Quantumscape stock chart, share my thoughts with where the company's at, where it's going, and just kind of share some of those crazy thoughts with you guys. So thank you so much for watching. Give me a thumbs up here on the video if you enjoyed this content. If you made it this far to the end, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We talk about all things money, stocks, and real estate here on the channel, and I'd love to see you back here again. And don't forget to check out my Patreon, link down in the description. You can get in as one of the first members over there on the Patreon. I'm trying to grow that thing. You can get in for just $1 if you're one of the first OG supporters. I've got some videos over there that are a little bit more specific to kind of the Patreon format that. They're not really designed for like YouTube and what I put out here, but I talk about all things money, mindset, you know, real estate, just kind of general random stuff over there. And I think you'd find some real value out of it. So I'd love for you to support the channel. And with all that being said, guys, I will catch you in the next one.